Are you guys ready for your next comment? Fantastic. Well, put your hands together for Jeff Kahn.
How's everybody doing? Yeah. You guys should know this is the splash zone. I'm a little sick, so just, yeah. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. First thing I tell people when I talk about me is I tell them I'm the youngest in a family of 4 boys. Because I think that says a lot about me. This is what tortured for 24 years looks like. And that's what it's like to be the youngest in a family of boys. It's like having Stockholm Syndrome, you know? It's like, I don't want to be tortured, but how cool are these guys that are torturing me, am I right? One of them drove me to baseball practice. That's like so cool. When, it's better, like we're older now, like we all get along. And that's great, you know, it's something I never thought would happen. But like we talk, we call each other, wish each other well. But I'm not letting my guard down, because I can't shake the feeling that this is all just a long con. You know? It's just like, hey, let's be friends with our little brother for the next 15 years, and then on his wedding day, let's pants it. It's a lot of mental damage when you have older brothers. Like even today, like all these purple lights. I see purple, I get a pain in my nurple. Like there's not even anything I can do about that. You know? I'm afraid to let anybody know any of my deepest, darkest secrets, or they'll make me be a slave for a week. I'll tell you what, I'm straight, but when those closest to you tell you every day that you're gay, in the back of your head, you're just kind of like, well, what do they know that I don't? I like women, I want women, but they're making some pretty good points. So I'm in therapy. For a variety of reasons. Anxiety is the reason that I am in therapy, and it's not working, nor will it work. I'm convinced that my therapist is just not the therapist for me. And like, it's a process. You need to find the right guy, and my guy is not the right guy because my guy is way too cool to be my therapist. Okay? When I was looking for a therapist, I had in mind like maybe a fat guy with no life. He plays himself in chess. I got the exact opposite. Guy's got a banging hot wife, full head of hair, his favorite band is the Foo Fighters, he plays the electric guitar. I lie to him, that's all I do, I sit down and I lie to him. I want him to think how cool is the guy that's sitting across from me right now. And you want a therapist who's going to be like, well, this is how I can help you, not a guy who's going to be like, hey, I'm playing a show at the Roxy this week. But you can't help anxiety issues through therapy anyway, nor should you have to. Okay? There's a treatment out there. Zoloft, right? Clonazepam, all the other pills, they're out there. There are anti-anxiety pills that you can take. If I had bad allergies and I went to an allergy doctor, the doctor is not going to say, well, tell me about the first time you smelled a flower. How did that make you feel? He's going to give me a Claritin. Just give me the pills, doc. Yeah. Alright, gotta check out the set list because I don't remember what's coming up. Woo! Unpreparedness! I don't understand pharmacists or why you'd want to be one. Yeah. 4 years of college, 2 years of pharmaceutical school. There are easier ways to work at a Rite Aid. Thank you. Aren't you happy I checked my phone for that joke? If I skipped over that joke, then I'd be like, that joke never got told. I'll be bummed out. Yeah. I have to check that because I forget everything because I'm a pothead. Yeah. Woo! Everybody likes smoking weed. All right. Everybody know about the weed side effects? The little that there are, by the way? Like the laugh? Like, before I started smoking weed, you know, I had the most joyful laugh, just the most innocent, ha ha ha! You know, you take that first hit, it's like, That's the easiest way to tell if somebody's a pothead. Like, seriously, if you're a parent and you want to find out if your kid is smoking weed, don't go to the pharmacy and get a pee test. turn on Anchorman, okay? You don't hear coming out. If you hear that coming out of the room, you got a pothead for a son. Congratulations, he's normal. Let's go back to the phone. Yeah, phone jokes. Sometimes I get too high. Does that happen to anybody by mistake sometimes? Is that the worst, right? Oh man, I hate, the worst part about being too high is like, you think that everybody's looking right through your soul, you know? Like I can't look anybody in the face when I smoke weed. I just think that you're looking right at me, and I wish I had a mask, but I don't have a mask, so I just end up doing this. Now nobody knows I'm high. Buying weed in LA is just a pleasure. I'm from DC, and it's not a pleasure where I come from. Out here, there are big signs with like funny pothead names like Best High and Star Buzz and Pottery Barn. There's parking structures and security guards. It's not shady at all. Where I come from, you buy weed in the parking structure. And then you run away from the security guard. That's how buying weed is supposed to be everywhere else in the world. I can't wait until it's just legal and it's out there for everybody, just because the commercials, my God, they're going to be. Hopes are going to be fantastic. I can just see it now. It's just like, he forgets what he's talking about mid-sentence. He's been to Amsterdam 2.5 times. He has every episode of Futurama on his DVR. He is the most stoned man in the world. I don't always smoke weed, but when I do... Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I get really enthusiastic about the type of weed I smoke. I think a lot of potheads do that too. I think the only people that even really come close to potheads when it comes to like enthusiasm about what they're putting in their system is like winos. You know, like, ooh, this 2004 has a nice oaky finish to it. You know what I'm talking about? You ask a pothead what he's smoking, be like, it's a blend between Super Sour Diesel and Granddaddy Zygote. It's grown outdoor, in the shade on the hills of Northern California by a guy named Frank who has one eye, which he lost in a hunting accident he will not talk about. Frank is the youngest of 5. He's from South Dakota. He dropped out of high school his junior year, learned how to play the bass guitar, and joined a band called the Hey Why Nots, which Rolling Stone once panned by saying, that's why not. Despite the negative reviews, the band still became successful, and one day while touring in San Francisco, they kicked Frank out for smoking too much weed. It was petty, and he was devastated. It's also got this nice oaky finish. You guys have been great. Thanks so much.